Hey guys, welcome back to another week of weekly puzzles. Okay, puzzle number one. I'll give you a few seconds to try to figure it out. You have checkmate in 1. 5 seconds starting now. Okay, if you do not figure it out, feel free to pause the video to try to figure it out on your own. Until then, let's go right into the puzzle. So, you have a few options here, but only one of them is really good. You have queen to d8, which is a good move. Yeah. So, that doesn't help you because he just goes king c6, and you can pin the knight, but it doesn't really get you anywhere because we're looking for checkmate, not the fact to win a knight. And either way, he can just take the pawn, and you won't actually get anything. Ergo, king b5. It doesn't matter. It is not checkmate, and you don't even win material. So the checkmate in 1 is none other than the one and only queen c5 checkmate because of touching the king. Touching the king is extremely important, not always, but most of the time when you're trying to find the checkmate, because it limits the king's place a lot. It limits the king where the king's able to move a lot more than not touching. Next puzzle. Okay, white has just castled. Now you are able to win his queen. I'll give you 5 seconds to think about it and try to find an answer now. 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so over here we have a couple of moves that we can use to try to win a queen. The first of those moves being bishop g4 to threaten the queen. The queen is threatened, but that doesn't actually help us. Even though the bishop is defended, white can just push, takes, and we don't end up threatening the queen. Even though the king is extremely weak, we do have a better move than that. So let's not do bishop g4. Instead, why don't we look at the move bishop takes h2 check. Over here, there are two responses that white can legally have. One of them is king h1, which is very unlikely because to what he sees, we just blundered the bishop. But even if he does go like that, knight g4, and after we are planning to go queen h4 and checkmate the king. So let's say he takes. What is then the best move? We can go queen to d6, but I don't see how that helps us too much, seeing as his king can just move to the g or h1 square, and both of those do not win a queen or a king. So queen d6 does not seem to be the move. Even though you do have the move knight to g4, if he goes to king g1, you do have knight g4, but that can be pretty easily stopped by the move f4, blocking your queen's connection, and the pawn is defended by the rook, and you still don't win a queen. So queen d6 does not seem to be the move. So what is the move? Well, the move is knight g4. The king is checked. The king now has 4 options. I'm going to go through every one of them. The first option for the white king is the move... The first option for the king is the move king to... is the move king to h3. Sorry, is the move king to h1. But that is immediately checkmate, because there is now nothing the white king can do about it. And same thing with the move king g1. There's no delaying. I mean, he could... no, there's no delaying it. There's nothing you could do. So he is actually forced to take the knight and immediately lose the queen. So that's puzzle number 2. The last and final puzzle. Over here, we are able to win the bishop. I'll give you 5 seconds to think about it. Okay, if that wasn't enough, feel free to pause the video, figure it out, and come back. And as well, please comment if you got the correct answers at the end of the video. Let's get started. Okay, immediately we might think bishop takes, because that wins a bishop, but queen takes right back. Your pawn is being threatened, even though you do have a pin on their knight. You did not win a bishop, and that is not what we're looking for. Another move that you might think might be the move bishop to g5, abusing your pin on the knight, but this runs into a lot of issues with number 1, bishop f6, which unthreatens your knight, and number 2, bishop f2 check wins the rook, and you also lose the pin. So the one and only move is queen a4, which is a fork with the king and bishop. For those of you who don't know, a fork is when you threaten 2 pieces at once. It is most powerful when one of those pieces is the king, because they are forced to move the king, and regularly there's no defending, especially in this long distance. So we are easily able to win the bishop. I believe, no, he cannot go knight c6 because we take, and it is a discovered check. So let's say he goes bishop to d7, we take, queen takes, we take back, and that is very, very simply winning a bishop. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Comment down below how many of the puzzles you got right and what you think I should do during the next puzzle video. Subscribe, and I'll see you next time.